Welcome to you, Aquarius. This is your tarot reading for the month of June. And as I've not looked in depth at all of the spreads, but as I was going through everybody's spread, as I was dealing the cards as it were, I could see that June is yet another interesting month for everyone. I hope you enjoy it. Aquarius, do you see that middle card there? Three of Swords, a broken heart. So I have no hesitation at all in saying that this month's reading is about a broken heart. There's no indication of where that broken heart comes from, or at least I can't see it at the moment. But I think it's related to your past, because we have the Eight of Cups, which is you walking away from something. I think you walked away from a situation where you loved somebody very much. There's no indication why, but I think you walked away from them, and that broken heart still dominates your thinking. You're currently investing for the future. You're currently doing things that will support you in the future. I see that as very positive, that current energy. And whatever the reason for that broken heart, I want to reassure you that justice is coming. Now, as I say, whatever the reason, often these things can be simple misunderstandings, and maybe it'll simply clear up the misunderstanding. But if somebody is in the wrong, then they will get their comeuppance, but it will be both firm and fair. You're looking for something now. You're looking for inspiration. You're looking for something new. And I think that fits in with that Seven of Pentacles. You're thinking about your future at last. So although you're still dominated by this broken heart, you are thinking of your future. There is a danger of you rushing into things, and I can't help but feel that this broken heart was about rushing into conclusions. Now, I might be completely wrong, but I can't help but feel that that's what it was about. And the outcome, which I think is the solution, is love. So the outcome is to find love in your heart, to be magnanimous. That's what it feels like it's saying to me. And now I need to unpack these, so I do hope you're going to stay with me to hear the full description of it all. And as I say, the energy that dominates the entire reading is the Three of Swords, which does mean a broken heart. So there's no doubt in my mind that your heart is broken. It's clearly about a relationship, but we don't know any more about this relationship from this initial spread. So I can't tell you who it is, and I can't tell you who did wrong. But I get the distinct feeling that it's a misunderstanding, that there are always two sides to everything. It doesn't feel to me like there was a situation where somebody categorically did something wrong, even though that's how you may perceive it at this moment in time. It looks to be a much more complicated issue than that. And this does run through the entire reading, so it's dominating all of the other energies, and I need to recognise that. And one of the reasons why I think this is complicated, to use the modern parlance, is in your recent past we have the Eight of Cups, which is you becoming disillusioned with the situation and walking away from it. I can't help but feel that this is linked to the broken heart. So I think you walked away from somebody. I think you probably feel that you gave them every chance, and that you walking away was the right thing. But you know, you're sad about it, you feel your heart is broken, and maybe it wasn't the right thing, or maybe it was the right thing to do at the time because things were too heated. But I feel there is something genuine here that needs exploring a little bit further. Now, your current energy is a very good one, and that's why I see sort of great hope in this reading. I think your life's somewhat been on hold, but now you really are planning for the future. I think your life's been on hold because of this broken heart and you're walking away from someone, but you're now doing something very positive. You're planning for the future, maybe even saving for the future. You're definitely thinking about your future now, and you're thinking long term, which has to be a very positive thing. I mean, is it saving for the future? That's what this normally means. But it could be just that you're doing things that would help you in the long term. I really do feel that your life has been on hold, and that you're now eventually getting round to trying to sort things out in your life, despite still being dominated by this broken heart. And in the future we have the Justice card. This could be actual justice, it could be actually a court case. I suspect it's not, but it could be. I mean, it could be to do with divorce, couldn't it? Given this broken heart. But somehow I don't feel it is. If you have been wronged by the person who broke your heart, then that person will receive justice. It'll be firm, but it'll be fair. If you were in the wrong, then it's the opposite. It's you who will receive justice. But I can't help but feel that this is a much more complicated than that. Maybe there's another involved that created these problems, and it's they who will receive their justice. It certainly feels more like that. Or maybe it's just saying that the issue is going to be resolved. Maybe that's all we should read into it. I can't be certain at this stage. Now, the energy that's impacting on the outcome is the Page of Cups, and I think this is related to the Seven of Pentacles, where I said that I felt that you were sorting your life out, getting things together. And I think this is you seeking answers to what has happened to you. And you're quite open. You know, if you look at it, he's holding a cup with a fish in it. So he's open to possibilities, open to maybe strange possibilities. And I think you need to be, because this does feel like a complex issue. And what it probably suggests is you will get intuitive answers. You will begin to get answers as to what has happened, why your heart is broken, why you felt you had to walk away. I think you are going to get them. That's what it feels like to me, I've got to say. And what would change the outcome is the Knight of clubs. What is it? I wanted to call it clubs. It's a wand. So Knight of Wands. Now the Knight of Wands is fearless. He's brave, but he doesn't half rush into things. And I can't help but feel that this broken heart and you walking away was you jumping to conclusions, which maybe were the wrong conclusions. And there's a danger that you do the same again. You get a hold of a little bit of information and you run with that rather than analysing the full information. And if you do so, then I don't think you'll resolve things. So I think this is a warning from the universe here. Now the outcome is the Queen of Cups, and I think the message is quite clear here, because this is a queen who's emotionally stable. This is a queen who's intuitive, compassionate and caring. And I think that the universe is urging you to be compassionate and caring. And if you can be, you will get intuitive answers to what's happened to you, but also intuitive solutions, I believe. I believe this is all absolutely resolvable, but you must approach it with compassion, with love. Listen to your intuitions. Don't rush into things. Be emotionally mature. In fact, I think it's telling us that the problem was due to your lack of emotional maturity. I think it's telling us that. Now, I've run off on this, so we need to get some clarity, don't we? I guess there's many cards I could seek clarity on, and as you know, sometimes I do seek clarity on more than one. But often in my readings, my formula is to just get clarity on one of them. Because often once I do so, everything falls into place. And I think it's going to work. If I seek clarity on this Three of Swords, the broken heart, because although things are fitting together, we don't know why your heart was broken. And the first card we have is the Queen of Wands. Somebody who flits around. I wonder if the person who broke your heart flitted around. I wonder. The next card we have, oh, maybe this is confirming it. The next card we have is the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of teamwork. So it's as though it broke up a team. It broke up a situation that you possibly thought was stable, but maybe wasn't. The final card is the King of Pentacles. I think this is pointing to the person who you believe broke your heart, who at least you see as being somebody that's entrepreneurial and very good with money. Wow. Now remember, we're getting clarity on the Three of Swords, which is clarity on why your heart is broken. And I think the cards that have come out are actually telling me what your feelings are. And you have a feeling that this person flitted around. Maybe you feel that they used people, including yourself. Because that's what the Queen of Wands is like. I mean, the alternative is she's somebody that can engage with others and get others to work with her. But she can be a little bit manipulative. I wonder if there's a third party here and the third party's being manipulative. We don't know, but you feel it's flitting around. You feel it's a lack of commitment, I believe, a commitment towards you, even though it was you that walked away. Remember that I believe that these clarification cards are clarifying what you believe is the reason for your broken heart. Whereas I think later on in the reading, it's suggesting that maybe you haven't got things entirely true. And certainly you feel that whatever happened, broke up a team. Could it be a family that got broken up? You feel that the person that you're aggrieved against, who broke your heart, purposely destroyed a family or purposely destroyed a team, and you hold them responsible for it. You probably think that sure, things weren't perfect, but you know what they did was inexcusable. That's my feeling of what's coming out here, because we've got this Three of Pentacles, which is about teamwork. And we now have the King of Pentacles, which I believe is telling us who you think has broken your heart. And it's somebody that you at least perceive to be an entrepreneur, somebody that's good with money, yeah. An entrepreneurial person who's good with money. Maybe you feel that your loss of money or your loss of lifestyle is due to them. You look towards them as though they're rich and good with money, entrepreneurial. I think you're investing in them far more than the reality. And I think that's what this whole reading's been about, and that is that your perceptions, rightly or wrongly, are somewhat skewed on this person and on what actually happened. And I think during this month you do get clarity. You begin to understand what has happened. I think we can summarise for you now. Aquarius, I think not only is this reading, but your life is dominated by a broken heart. And now it feels like it was some time ago. And I'm also pretty certain that you walked away from this person because your heart is broken. And I think you've been reeling ever since. So who is this person? Well, you at least, I think, believe them to be somebody that's good with money. Maybe you see them as a rich person, and maybe you feel that you've suffered financially as a result of the ending of all this, despite it being you that walked away from them. And yeah, I'm not too certain that you've got that perception correct, but I think many of your perceptions aren't correct. You feel that they flitted around. You feel maybe they cheated on you. I'm not too certain that even though you love them very much, that they were a lover. But, you know, they could have cheated somehow, flitted from person to person, and you feel betrayed by them. Certainly, I think they broke up a team. Probably they broke up a family. But I keep coming back to it's you who walked away. I think you're beginning to get your life back together. I think you're thinking of the long term. I think you're thinking of what you need to do. And justice is coming. Justice is coming. I mean, it could be actual justice. It could be a court case. And if they have wronged you, then they will receive justice. It'll be firm but fair. If you were in the wrong, you will receive justice. But again, firm but fair. But I can't help but feel that this is more complex. So what's really coming are explanations. And you are seeking out these explanations. You're looking for what has happened and you're open to them. And I think you are going to get some intuitive messages during this June. Intuitive messages that will begin to explain what has happened to you. But just as you walked out before, you know, you spat out your dummy and walked off, there is a danger of you grasping the wrong conclusion and rushing off again with that. Whereas the universe is urging you to be compassionate, be loving, be intuitive. And I feel that this whole situation can quite easily be resolved. But you need to be open-minded, you need to be compassionate. In fact, you probably need to dump all the baggage you have about this, because that appears to be what's weighing you down.